We'll give me out, but I have a family that supports military.
Okay, hey, everybody, this is your chance to take the high road. Consider me ice. I'm gonna let you know your rights. I'm not gonna deport you, okay? If you don't like the material, you have the option to leave. And I'm glad we're having this conversation. I don't like to shy away from conflict. I think this is important that we're having this conversation.
I have 4 brothers who served our military.
That's great. No, guys, relax. I will handle this. It's gonna be really good content. Trevor, the camera's on. Listen, fantastic, and thank them for their service. But can you listen for a moment here? Because we want people protecting us in good conscience, right? We want them 100%. A woman was murdered. She is a citizen. You may not agree with her politics. You may think that she made a mistake in being in that situation. But did she deserve to get shot 3 times? Did she deserve in the face by an organization that is...
But then put your brother in that situation that's been run over.
Yes, and so let me... Fantastic.
Comedian Sammy Obeid had this back and forth with a pro-ICE heckler at one of his shows. It's worth a watch.
Put your family member in that situation and ask what they would have done. I'm telling you how I saw things from my perspective. Like I said, you're welcome.
It's not like she was not knowing what she was.
It's okay. Don't worry. I'm going to give this 30 more seconds. Don't worry. Because I'm going to proceed with this bit, whether you agree with it or not. You can sit and watch. You can be angry. That's your choice. Or you can leave. But what you can't do is keep interrupting for the people who paid to see my opinion. The first right that all of us Americans have is the First Amendment, which comes with freedom of opinion and freedom of expression of that opinion. So let's always keep that in mind. You have the right to the First Amendment, but not at the paid comedy show where people are coming to see me and coming to see me talk. Consider this is sub-zero Minneapolis. The ground and the neighborhood was covered with ice. They train officers not to stand in front of cars. You know what? They also train children to do that.
And as always, he will get the best of these exchanges.
Do I have kids? Okay, of course. It's the interview portion of the show. What do you do, by the way, aside from yell? You do insurance? You do insurance? Is that correct? You do insurance?
Said it twice. Yes.
Well, I heard it once. Not your problem? Okay. It's funny you do insurance. I thought you would understand risk.
Solid line, but also a ridiculous showing from the heckler.
They should just follow the law. They should have came here like my grandparents did in 1833, where when you walked off a boat, they threw a rock at you, but then they said, yeah, sign this. You're an American citizen. That's how easy it was back then. Unbelievable. Like, they all act like it was some massive challenge to become a citizen of the United States in the 1800s. Really? They got off boats. So it's kind of hard to sneak over from Europe. Did they do the backstroke? You guys all related to Michael Phelps' family? Just dolphins coming across in waves? I feel like it's real virgin shit.
Fellow comedian Joe Kilgalon showed the stupidity of the conservative brain in this TikTok video on his page, which for some reason I was still allowed to access. Guess we're not fully cooked.
I've been thinking about joining ICE, actually. Shut up. I'm not going to do it, but I've been thinking about it. I've been not going to, but I've been thinking, because it's $50,000 signing bonus. I'm like, what the and Benny's? Holy shit. And this is still America. You don't have to be good at your job. I sign up, get $50,000. I'd be the worst ICE agent in the city. They'd throw me the keys to the company car. They'd be like, Lou, get all these muchachos out of here. I'd be like, not a problem. I hop in and be like, what's up, amigos? Don't worry about it. We're going to go right back to the Home Depot. I'm going to take you right back. We're going right. But not until I take you guys out for lunch, because I recently came into some money, actually. All I'm saying is, guys, you don't have to be good at your job, and this administration isn't hiring bookkeepers. So what are they going to do? Fire me? Okay. I'll wait 2 weeks and join again. Another $50,000 in my pocket. Be like, end of the year, I'll be a millionaire. People are going to be like, Lou, how'd you do it? Be like, by being bad at my job and having a soul,
Lou D. Michael got his jokes in on joining ICE just to be bad at it and get the $50,000 signing bonus.
They're getting crazy with the ICE stuff. Dude, I was just watching a football game the other day and a commercial pops up and it's like, do you want to join ICE? And I was like, what? No, I don't want to do that. but they're doing it because they're having staffing shortages, so they're trying to recruit more people quickly. And I was just looking at their business problem, and I was like, God damn, if only there was like a big group of hardworking people who you could get at an affordable rate. They've been catching them. You just got to keep them, dude. Why are you deporting them? Bring them into the company. You grab one, you make them catch 5, you make them catch 5 more. You could have a whole MLM scheme. You could have a multi-level Mexican scheme, and it would...
Joey Avery actually has a good point here on the hiring process. Meanwhile,
I've seen how they're acting here in Minneapolis. You know, I'm a pastor from Mexico, and I've seen how cartels work in Mexico. And guess you know, as a pastor, I'm telling you this, ICE in Minnesota is acting worse than the cartels in Mexico. In Mexico, cartels don't target kids or pregnant women. And ICE is just not respecting the law. The difference between ICE and cartels in Mexico is that ICE has immunity here. They killed Renee Nicole, and they're just doing horrible things. Another thing that is happening in Minnesota is that, they're fighting for religious freedom and stuff like that. Latino churches, 80% of them are closed. They're not having services. I used to have 500 members coming each week.
And why do you think they're not coming?
They're targeting Latino people, legal, undocumented, citizens, residents. They're arresting DACA recipients. They're arresting people with work permits. They're just, you know what it looks to me here? This looks like ethnic cleansing. That's what it looks like. This is racism in the name of patriotism. And that's coming from a pastor.
that comparison between ICE and the cartels says a real whole lot, doesn't it? I must say, seeing hecklers go to a show like Sammy Obeid's, my only question for you is, what show did you think you were going to? I do understand and fully comprehend that as Americans, we are working multiple jobs. We are working our lives away. I fully understand that. I do. But one would think before they go to a comedy show that they would want to look into who they're seeing. Because I have even seen some defenders of genocide go to his shows and have a problem with his sets. What did you sign up for? It's like going to a Chicago Bulls game and thinking that you're going to get the Bears. Like, one should at least do a few Google searches to understand where this dude is coming from. I digress. Imagine being a pro-ICE heckler in 2026. I mean, does that Nazi boot of Gregory Bavino taste good? I know he got demoted and he's going to retire, even though it seems like pure damage control. Or that he was replying to senators, congresspeople in general on Twitter late at night. Flat out embarrassing. And lastly, that pastor who said that the cartels in Mexico didn't even do this. Are you understanding how terrible and despicable of an organization this is? The calls for abolition have been strong and they are growing. There has been a bill introduced by one Michigan congressman. I don't think it will have support because the Dems just want to lose. And they are not for the working class. They are not for the people in many ways. They are for keeping the status quo, but tampering down the degree of violence to a small extent. So I appreciate Sammy doing this. And if you are a pro-ICE heckler, I would say don't go, but actually go. So then we can showcase what you are trying to say at these sets and how what you're saying does not gain traction, nor does it not make a lick of sense.
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/tytsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.